Proud of boys. Peace. What's good with you boys out there? I'm going to talk to you boys today about semen retention and how to enhance your performance by being more spontaneous and helping and tips to boost your confidence. And before I jump into this topic, I'm going to give a basis on what I will be speaking on. And if you are here to hear content, if you take a look at the title and you're thinking about your sexual performance, this is not the audio for that. But I will address a comment before I go deeper into the topic and give out the real information about enhancing your performance, meaning your life skills as a man for yourself, adding on value. What work are you putting in out here that really exudes that your masculine power is working? But let me address the sexual side, right? And someone made a comment about practicing semen retention or staying on semen retention long enough, you're going to get ED. And if you're not familiar what ED is, it's erectile dysfunction. And his comment was, you keep up with this stuff, you'll get ED. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I simply replied, if you have any proof, please share. This is information that I'm giving out, that I have gone to YouTube, showed them my notes, and showed them my sources of what I come on here with. So if anything gets fact checked, I'm viable and liable for my content, and this is my content that is not reused. YouTube has made that clear to me multiple times. I've been suspended over it. I'm back now. So I'm not being sarcastic. If you have something that's regarding that, holding on to your life force energy leads to erectile dysfunction, and you have information and willing to share it, I'm dead serious. Hit me up or leave it in the comments, your information, your sources. And I'll be willing to leave sources that I have on what I speak on. Or you can shoot me an email. I do consultations as well. We can speak on that on consultations. I'm open to information. All right. But where he lost me is that if you don't use it, you lose it. And that's not true. Because we are talking about our semen, our life force energy. If we don't use it, we don't lose it, because we don't release anything to lose. You are the vessel that is generating this life force energy. So if I don't use it, I don't lose it. What is he talking about? So understand this when it comes to semen retention, and when you're talking, guys are just warped in having sex, and this is what dampers what semen retention and gathering guys is about. They're too much into the sexual desire of it, and that's not what it's about. It's not about your sexual performance. This is about your performance as a man, your energy. How much energy can you generate to go forward and fulfill whatever purpose, whatever will, whatever job or duty that you have to the best of your ability, being 100% focused on task, driven. All right? This is the type of performance we are striving to get to as men, to get shit done. It's not about pleasing women and getting a nut off. It's just sex. Who cares how well you can perform in bed? Who really cares? What other man? Why would I care about another man, how well he can perform in bed? Why would I need to give out that information? I don't care. What I do care about is men having their mental together. Because there's a lot of guys out here warped with one-track minds. control. Guys, let's get into the real. All right. Enhancing your performance, being spontaneous, boosting your confidence on semen retention. One of the things you can do, all right, when we talk about being spontaneous, this is doing things off the cuff, all right, doing something that is unplanned, all right, being in the moment. You know, when we talk about self awareness, all right, and we talk about this vibration that we move with, this frequency that we move with, especially if you are reaching higher heights on this semen retention journey, you're taking it out for months and years, all right, you understand that the force that you move with, you are more present than ever in this moment because of how your life force energy is carrying you and how you are carrying it. All right. Once again, people gravitate to you. This is a positive charge. You are that positive that's in the area of negatives. You will stand out. All right. But and I know I'm familiar with the feeling of scaling back. I don't want to be noticed. I want to play behind the scenes. But guys, you have to understand there's so many people who feed off of positive energy. It's not a bad thing. It's about you though and how you manage it and who deserves it. All right. Who deserves to be around you and into your energy. All right. But you are the positive charge. You are the positive shift. You are doing things behind the scenes. For example, like defiling yourself. Behind closed doors, you are not doing that. And that says a lot about you because you are liable to do, you know what I mean? What people do behind closed doors, it can get wicked. You dig what I'm saying? But knowing that your acts are good behind closed doors, when you step out, all right, there's something about the movement and the shift that this has you on your P's and Q's when you are outside. People pick up on that energy. It's purity. It's not sneaky behavior. People will come to you, gravitate to you, however it proceeds. But you have to be aware. Awareness is very key. But then also comes with that is that confidence. Being confident in yourself, being confident in the decisions that you are making, following up behind that. Making sure that your mental capacity is right. All right. But being spontaneous, doing something unplanned, I know it seems kind of unhinged and kind of out the way, but this tricks you and this tricks your mind. But this is a boost to your confidence because you are able to make a decision right there on a snap. You dig what I'm saying? Doing something spontaneous. You know what? I'm going to make this decision. I'm going to go here. I'm going to make this decision with no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And however it plays out, it plays out. Whatever the outcome is, the outcome is. You don't care about it. You have no feelings attached to it. You made the decision with the mindset that is positive, with the mindset that is going to be a positive outcome, regardless of what it is to you, and you proceed. All right? That's what mostly being spontaneous is about. Stepping outside on the limb. All right? This introduces you to the flow state. A lot of guys have to break out of a cycle of, once again, that same routine. All right? And this goes for guys too who are on long streaks. All right, of going through that same routine, and you're holding on, but you don't know how to really shift your energy. You're hitting plateaus and you might be hitting flat lines where your energy is up and down. Guys, what you need is that boost of confidence. And it's not to say that you need that confidence to go step up to a woman and talk to her. No, once again, that's lower vibrational thinking. All right, you're still thinking down there. If you think that boosting your confidence that's the only way to help you out in that way, no. This is about self-confidence. Your brain is picking up on everything. It's recording everything. All right. And if it picks up on any slight of hint of issue that you may have with yourself, it's going to pick up on that and it's going to have to force you to work on certain things. All right. If you really want to work at it, or the program will just shut it down and you won't work on it. It's up to you. But understand that by doing simple tasks or doing deeds that are spontaneous, to help with your own confidence, that builds up your own self-confidence. This just helps you raise your vibration, puts you in a better setting and feeling and getting you right back into that energy that you need to carry you forth into semen retention. These are the basic tips that I'm giving you to also help you further your journey out on the other side if you haven't reached long spurts or going on 90 days at least of semen retention, or if you're back and forth. Do something spontaneous. Take yourself out of the routine of what you think semen retention is, what you've been hearing on certain contents, all right, about reaching 7 days or 14 days. Do something spontaneous in between those days, because that takes you off of that cycle, all right? It takes you off of that routine, but it also puts you forth into a flow state of doing something positive, all right? And that helps you adapt to the changes and the change of semen retention that you're going through. All right, that quick spurt of change is like a cold shower, that quick jolt that your body gets. It's the same effect of you being spontaneous and doing something outside of the realm of what you've been told to do on semen retention, of how to get the steps to go according to get to 30 days or whatever the case may be, right? With the healthy diet. Once again, the cold showers. All right. Guys, there's plenty of tips that you can do to help you, but this is one of them that don't get talked about, is about being spontaneous. All right. Once again, one of those quick things that you can, it seems simple, but those quick things that you can get and can shift you in and out of certain moods, certain realities almost, if you will, if you're really willing to do the work and be with yourself and not worry about other women. Take women out the equation. Stop trying to build your confidence up to go approach women. It's not what we're building up our confidence for. All right. You want to have the type of confident, like a celebrity energy, a strong aura. That's why we gear up our semen, our life force energy, is to carry that. It gives us that aura. But now when we walk around and we don't have to say nothing, we don't speak, people more, you get people to gravitate to you more, like a celebrity. All right. The strong confidence. If someone wants to say something to you, say hi to you, they're approaching you. They're getting your attention. This isn't about people staring at you, people, drooling over you with the women attraction and stuff like that, and them basically putting themselves out there saying, you're attractive. They have some sort of attraction to you and you could come get them. It ain't about that. It's about your aura and how strong you can hold it. And how advanced can you take this journey? This puts you on a different level. All right, when you think beyond the level of just attraction in the sex part. Certain things you can do that are spontaneous. Quick examples before I leave you boys. All right. Once again, I do consultations if you want to go deeper in depth to really find out what it is that you may be interested in. Go out there on a whim and just do it. All right. But if you want to talk about it, want to talk it out, listen, I'm here. Guys who have done consultations with me, please leave in the comments. I don't charge anybody crazy overhead to talk to me for an hour or two. All right. I do charge a fee. It takes up time. You dig? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's going back to the channels, going back to the information. So understand that I'm here. But some quick tips I can give you guys now. You made it this far, you already know. Mess with you the long way. Random acts of kindness or random travel. Take a day, if you will, and if you can help somebody out, whether it be an old lady move, an old lady go to the grocery store and just stalk the grocery store, see if someone needs help with their bags, and see what works. And I know saying it, you might say, damn, that sounds crazy. Stalk a grocery store and help. No, just think about this for a second, right? If you believe right? Me, myself, I know semen retention works, right? But I'm giving out this tip to you guys because some of you guys, once again, guys think you get erectile dysfunction. Some guys think it's placebo. Some guys don't believe it at all. Whatever. Take this test out if you're on semen retention, right? If you really about it, take this test I'm gonna give you. I know it works, but I want other guys to do it if you haven't done it. And for the proceeds of the audio, what I'm talking about being spontaneous, do this task. Go to the grocery store. All right, taking half an hour out your day. Just go to the grocery store, look for somebody who may need help, and go help them. They won't feel threatened. They will not feel bothered. They'll look at you with the glow on your face, and they'll look like an angel came. All right? Just go help that person. And what that does for you is shift you in a positive charge, in a positive atmosphere. That person may bless you. I don't know. I don't know what may happen out of that situation. But just a quick example of something like that. All right? Doing random acts of kindness. That's something spontaneous. If you know where homeless people are, helping someone out with some food, with a little piece of change, or whatever the case may be. Doing something that may require you of going out your way to get it done. All right? That means you're really setting your heart and your attention to it. Okay? The same thing with travel. All right? Just taking a ride somewhere, doing something spontaneous, going to the park, going to near water or a cliff or a good site, whatever. All right? Just doing something with travel. All right, you know what? I'm gonna just, or if you guys into really traveling, all right? Getting on a plane and just going somewhere random. All right? I would like to start traveling more once when the finances start rolling in for myself. I like to travel, go out different places, and I expect to also make this content a part of that journey also. You dig what I'm saying? Take you guys on trips and possibly record audio and videos live to see how people approach and gravitate to someone that's on semen retention live. You know what I mean? Let you guys in deeper into the journey, or my personal journey, if you will. All right. But, just doing spontaneous, you know what? I'm going to just take a random vacation here. I'm going to go to Florida, or I'm going to go to Texas. All right. Texas is one of the places I would love to go as a spontaneous trip. And I like to get on the road myself. I like road trips. I like sitting back, listening to music, taking over the road, seeing the sights, whatever the case may be, right? I like road trips. But doing something spontaneous, all right, it shifts you out of a different reality, if you will. All right, if you dig what I'm saying. Okay, but this helps you along your journey of semen retention. With your decision making and what you're doing and what you have to do forward of making those things happen, making those plans all of a sudden, but quick decisions. All right, spur the moment type stuff. Okay, this helps you boost yourself, your self-confidence. You trust yourself. This carries you forward. All right, before I leave you boys, all right, I want to share with you one last thing. It's something that I did spontaneous that was spur of the moment. And that was, I was transitioning still out of my divorce. I was out on my own, living hotel to hotel, bros. All right. Some nights I would sleep in my truck. Okay. Yeah, that's how serious it got for me to get this, be separated and get a divorce. All right. There's things that happened prior to that, but I won't go into too far into it for audio purposes. I don't want to carry this audio out too long, but yeah, I was staying in hotels. There was a 24-hour fitness that was 5 minutes away from one of the main hotels that I was staying at. So, my access to everything was right there, but I'm living off a whim, like, just being spontaneous day by day on semen retention, but mind you. All right. One of the days I decided to treat myself, take myself out to the Fridays that was in the same complex of this 24-hour fitness after I was done with my workout. There was a basketball game on that I was looking at while I was in the gym. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go over here, have some wings, maybe grab a drink. And at this current time, guys, I don't drink anymore. Like, no more alcohol for me. I'm done. All right. Once in a while, maybe on occasion, but my lifestyle right now, no more alcohol. This is something I've been sticking to for a couple months now. Since the new year rolled over, that was the last time I had a drink. And I got sick. It made me feel sick at that time. So I was like, you know what? I'm really done with this because it don't even bring me the same, whatever. Anyways, at that point in time, I went to that Fridays, got some wings, and they just so happened that night happened to have karaoke going on in the Fridays. It was karaoke night. And I had some of the liquid courage in me for sure. You know what I mean? I had that, that artificial boost of confidence. But that boosted me up even more being on semen retention and not caring. All right. I was somewhere that was, no one knows me. No one, you know what I mean? I didn't care at that time. I didn't I was just in the flow. I was in a flow state. I was enjoying myself, being by myself. There were people in this establishment. Like this was karaoke night. So it was only me. I came in there by myself. Everybody's just looking at, wasn't paying me no mind, but I'm by myself. So I kind of stuck out. There were people already singing karaoke. There was a group of women, my about 4 or 5. There were other people on the other side of the bar. A family came in, so it was kind of live. Long story short, guys, I ended up singing karaoke. And yeah, I had a little bit of liquor courage in me, but I had an amazing time. It was a good time. I got to laugh with the people when I was done. A little bit by myself. I love music. I have audio talking about music and other things about that, how to raise your vibrations and stuff like that. But that was one of the things that boosted my confidence tremendously. Being a stranger in a place out of nowhere, just walking into a place, doing what I had to do, sitting back down, paying my tab and getting up out of there and going to my hotel to sleep it off and following up with the next day. But that shifted me into progressing into what I do now. It takes a lot. I don't think you guys realize how much it takes to really come on YouTube and just talk and express yourself to people. And certain comments are going to come. It is what it is. I'm going to address it because I like to talk. All right. And I like to address people. And I do it in a simple manner of respect. All right. Once again, I like to have dialogue. If there's any type of disagreement, I have no problem with that. But understand it's about respect, and you come with truth, and you come with, or whatever you consider truth, and you come with certain, dialogue that's considerable. I'm with it. All right. Guys, with all that said, let's be out here and be men that take charge. You take charge of your life first. That's where it starts. You take control of your vessel. You take charge of your vessel. Take control and charge of your mind, your mindset. Take control of your energy. Control your energy. It will enhance your performance. And wherever you set your attention and your focus and your drive to, that's where it'll go. Be more spontaneous, guys. With all I said, with love and peace.